I literally have in my notes, Peter is just dumb, comma, man. This is dumb. Lord. What's going on, you guys? James here, and today I'm breaking down week 9, the fantasy suite week for Peter's season of The Bachelor. Yo, it is bananas. Well, it wasn't until the end, because everything else made me fall asleep. Literally, I was knocked out. If you haven't seen Fantasy Suites Week, you're going to probably not want to watch this. Go and watch it on Hulu or the ABC app, and then come back here and then watch my recap, because there's so much to talk about and so much to dissect. In fact, guys, I gotta spoil things. But before I go ahead and recap last night's episode, if this is your first time here at the channel, welcome to Real James. Now, if you're wondering who that is, that's me. And I love talking all about movies and now TV shows. So if you like what you hear and what you see, go ahead and hit the big red button below. Subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to tap on the notification bell right next to it. Go ahead and like this video, share with all of your friends who probably love The Bachelor too. And guys, get in the comments below and let me know, what did you think about Fantasy Suites Week? And are you still upset with Peter? Because you know I am. You know it. Now, if The Bachelor really isn't your cup of tea, don't worry, I got you covered with movies this week. I'm seeing The Invisible Man tonight, so my review drops on Wednesday, and I'm really excited for the latest horror film from Blumhouse and Lee Wainel. I think it's Wainel. I'll pronounce it properly in the review, I promise. And if you missed it, I dropped my Sonic the Hedgehog review, and the link for that is in the description below. Guys, I really liked it. Alrighty, so let's waste no more time and get right into the fantasy suites. Someone needs to come cool your boy down, because I'm like a mix of upset, annoyed, and boy, it's so dramatic. Okay, so we started the episode with 3 women left. You have Hannah Ann, Madison, and Victoria F. And trust me, all 3 of those girls, I never would have imagined 2 of them being there. But Madison, I would definitely think she would, take home the prize. She would win Peter's heart. Outside of her, none of these women are ready for marriage, or they're not even ready for a long-term relationship. Victoria F. can barely hold her own water, and Hannah Ann is just fake as all fake. Oh boy, I'm not a big fan. But with Madison, she at least is grounded, has values and morals that she wants to stick with. One of her values is that she's saving herself for marriage. Nothing wrong with that. Peter clearly isn't. But Madison has a really big talk, and we kind of pick up where week 8 left off, where they're speaking in the hangar following the rose ceremony. Madison doesn't necessarily reveal that she's saving herself for marriage to him in that moment, but she does later on in the episode. And I think there's a bigger issue to talk about, but let's just go down the list. Once we get to Australia for Fantasy Suites, all 3 of the women somehow stay together. Like, it's weird. All of their overnights are with one another. And I'm thinking to myself, the producers definitely did this, but it really revealed a lot about each woman. Madison, not really one for conflict. Victoria F. and Hannah Ann are. Whew. I felt like the second half of the episode was just Victoria F. and Hannah Ann plotting on how to pretty much break down Madison and gossip behind her back. So I don't know. How does Peter see a future with these women? I don't know. But as you expected, it's an awkward interaction with all 3 of them at every given moment, because when they come back from the fantasy suites with Peter, what are they going to talk about? Yeah, your boy just took me to another altitude, let me tell you. It's just really weird, and I mean, I don't know. I didn't care for it, but whatever. So the first fantasy suite date was with Hannah Ann, and let me tell you guys, the date before the hot and steamy situation was really boring. I don't know. Hannah Ann for me is not very layered, if that makes sense. Her approach to The Bachelor is very surface level here. Like, even Peter says it, like, she's the most perfect girl. Like, I never thought I'd be with someone so beautiful as her. I always wanted to be with someone like. It's all about looks. There's nothing in the heart. It doesn't seem like they really dive into each other's emotions and feelings. They wrote a letter to each other about what they loved about one another, but that's about it. That's like the most emotional thing they've done. So the second date is with Victoria F. And if you look up the word fake in a dictionary and then manipulative, I'm guessing each of those definitions are going to be see Victoria F. right at the bottom. It's hard to find the words really to tell you how annoyed I am with Victoria F. But also, I feel like she's playing a game and she's not playing for love, if that makes sense. She just continually talks really bad about Madison. She's again fighting with Peter. Like, they do this thing where the date is great and then they go for dinner and she's just crying her eyes out. I don't know if I can do this. You're just so mean, this and that, this and that. Oh, what do you want from me? I don't think I can be what you want. No, it's so weird, but it's also very manipulative again. And during Victoria F's date, I was so annoyed with Peter because he said he loves everything about his relationship with Victoria F. except for the communication. Okay, men, gonna give you some advice here. If you cannot communicate with your significant other, guess what? This relationship will not last very long. Do I have red flags? I need red flags. Clearly, they have no communication. Everything really is just superficial, and he just wanted to get Victoria F into the fantasy suite. I'm sorry, but Peter, bro, you are not very smart. You're not, because she's not going to be someone you can spend the rest of your life with. She's clearly home-wrecked a ton of relationships and marriages, and yet you still keep her in the final 3, but you have issues with communication. But throughout the show, the producers were really editing things against Madison, and they were building up for their date together. So Madison and Peter go out, and they have a good time, it seems. And when it comes time for the dinner, well, Madison's conflicted because she doesn't want to go to fantasy suites with Peter, knowing that he, well, maybe got intimate with the other 2 women. But guess what, guys? Peter reveals to Madison that he did sleep with Victoria F. and Hannah Ann. And then when Madison hears that he was intimate with them, she gets up and she walks away. But she only goes outside. She doesn't walk away completely. Peter runs after her, and it's just a mess. I mean, he tells her that he loves her so much, but let me ask you a question. If you love someone so much and tell them that you're all for them, why would you sleep with somebody else? It's so weird to me. It's just so odd. It's such a weird conundrum that Peter found himself in. He doesn't want Madison to leave, but Madison let him know that if he sleeps with the other women, it's like Charlotte's Web, but like Madison's Web. But the biggest bombshell of the night was, yes, Madison did leave. So she left on her own accord. Peter is now left with what we presume is going to be just Hannah Ann and Victoria F. But if you're a fan of The Bachelor, you know this is not over. Madison probably does come back, or Peter chases after Madison. The little tease for the next episode was finally that moment we've been waiting for. Who is Peter's mom talking about when he tells her, go chase after her, don't let her go, bring her home? It's probably Madison. But yeah, this entire episode was just so up and down, and I think that the rest of the season is going to be a little bit more, I would say, engaging, but this episode was so underwhelming. And I think that's the thing about fantasy suites, is that it's supposed to be like peak drama, and we got that at the end, but throughout the episode, honestly guys, this is so boring. Peter is not a very convincing leading man. That's the problem this entire season. He's been a great contestant when he was with Hannah B season, but he wasn't great all season long, and he still isn't good. I'm just not the biggest fan of this season. I really had high hopes going into it, but I'm coming away from each episode telling you guys the same thing, that it's underwhelming and there's maybe one big dramatic moment. Now, do I think Madison made the right choice? I absolutely do. Women, if you have ethics, morals, and values, and you want to stick with them, and you tell this man that you're in love with, and he still goes behind your back and does exactly what he did with Victoria F. and Hannah Ann, you better leave. Get up and get out. I don't think Peter is as genuine as we once thought. He's going after a lot of these contestants that are very superficial, surface level, and that ain't gonna work. Alrighty, you guys, so enough of me talking. Get in the comments and let me know what you thought of Fantasy Suites Week. Was Peter wrong for what he did? Is Madison right in walking away? I'm excited to hear what you guys think. And the Women Tell All is next week, if I'm not mistaken. I'm super pumped because I'm gonna imagine one of 2 things. Tammy blows up and Tammy gets in an argument with Kelsey. Yeah, actually both of those things are gonna happen. Like I said, my review for The Invisible Man is coming this week, and my review for Sonic is already live, so go ahead in the description and check it out. Don't forget to hit the big red button below as well and subscribe to the channel. You guys, I love you so much. Thanks for letting me talk about The Bachelor, because when I do it at work, no one really wants to listen. Not at all. So again, you guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you at the next screening.